Hi everybody, it's Carrie again. Alright, today, this was hard hitting for me. As you can see, this was my John Wick moment. And if you don't know who John Wick is, it's a movie series Keanu Reeves is in, stars in, about an assassin. Um, the beginning of the movies pretty much starts with, and this is why I call it my John Wick moment, um, starts with him not being an assassin anymore. He's retired. But he's with this woman. She gets him this dog, and she ends up getting killed. He has to go back to being an assassin to kind of fight back because they kill the dog. Eventually, they come in and do some stuff, and the dog gets killed. And that was his last remaining thing to hold on to her. And then he has his moment, and he goes for revenge. Now I know, I live by the Bible now. Keep in mind this wasn't a period of time where I'd even read the Bible. It was definitely my John Wick moment. The moment that all I could see was vengeance. All I could feel was hatred. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought about doing some pretty awful things. And when you're in that mindset, you could care less what happens to your life. They often say the most dangerous person is somebody who has no care in the world. My whole life had been ripped from me. I cared about very little. One of the things I cared about was my pets. The same animals that I had to randomly, in order to escape, just leaving that home that night to save my life and go to a shelter. Well, I had this German Shepherd dog. He was 12 years old. And in hindsight, at the time, I did not know how much he was protecting me. But on at least 3 different occasions, people were sent into my home to kill me. And each time, they left the home because that dog was always by my side, or went into every room before me. They knew they would have to try to get past that dog, or they would have to kill the dog before me. It would give me a moment to escape. It wasn't going to work. Not as long as that dog was alive. When I wasn't home, they did abuse my dog. They tried to poison my dog. This dog just kept surviving. I didn't know a lot of this was going on at the time. I know now. But while I was at the shelter, I think I'd only been there a week. And my now ex at the time was my husband, who had filed for divorce immediately when I left and went to the shelter. And it was a domestic abuse shelter. Said that he needed to get rid of the dog, and so we took the dog. I couldn't take it with me at that time, but we took the dog to the Humane Society. I thought that'll be good. He was used to a big home and a yard. I had nothing to offer him, so I was really hoping he'd get a family, everything would be good. He did end up, they worked with him for a while, and they did get him a family that adopted him, but the problem was he nipped at one of the family members, and they brought him back. Now, it was nipping. If you had your hands down by your sides and you were swinging him around, he would nip at your hands. My husband and his kids, and I constantly, when he was a puppy, they did this, and I would always say, stop doing that. They would, put treats on his nose and hit him on the nose all the time. Tap him on the nose and hit him. I'd say, stop hitting him. So what happened was, if he saw a hand coming towards his nose, he'd bite when he got older. He got so sick of being hit in the face by my husband and his kids that he started nipping. Well, needless to say, they stopped hitting him in the face. because he started biting back. And, by the time, it stopped, he was too old for that to change. And now when we had taken him in, my ex put his name on the paperwork and everything. So when the family brought the dog back to the Humane Society, by that time I had an apartment. I could have taken him. I can have pets here, dogs and cats. Granted, it's just an apartment. He wouldn't have a yard, but I could take him outside. And I never thought of calling them to see if he was there. But one night when I was talking to my ex about the divorce stuff, I asked him. I said, "Did Duke ever get a home? Did they let you know?" And he says, "Yeah, he was adopted." And he told me how they brought him back because he nipped at them. I said, "So where is he now?" Because at that point I'm thinking, I'll go get him. Oh my God. I have a place. I can take him. I'll go get him. I was going to be so happy to see my baby that protected me so much. And he told him to put him to sleep. He killed my dog. Didn't call me. Knew I was living in a place. Didn't call me to see if I wanted him. No, just had the dog killed. He finally succeeded killing my dog. After 6 months of trying. And I had that John Wick moment. I wanted to take everything I had, drive over to that place and just demolish him. Oh, I wanted to fight back. That dog deserved vengeance. He was a good dog. He was loyal. I cry now because I live with survivor's guilt. Why didn't I do something? Why didn't I call them? Why didn't I get updates? Why did I trust my ex who tried to kill me to make sure the dog was taken care of? And between me and that dog, if one of us should have lived, it should have been him. He was so good. I can see why they use them for police dogs. He was amazing. There was nothing but good in that animal. And love. He loved me. I've never been loved by a human being. I wouldn't even know how to let a human being love me. Because only animals have loved me. I've been beaten. I've been raped. I've been tried to be killed. And I don't know why. I've tried to be friendly. I've tried to be kind. I've tried to be forgiving. I've tried to help people out in any way I could. Even after all that happened. And I still get con artists and liars and thieves and drug dealers. Why? Well, that's my John Wick moment. The Bible got me through it, and I've given it to God, and I hate to admit it, but I pray that God gets vengeance. I pray that that's what he does, because that dog deserved better. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't deserve to live. Maybe I didn't deserve to be treated better. That dog sure did. Never did anything to anybody that was good. So I have a new relation to that movie. I can completely understand the character that Keanu Reeves played, John Wick. But unfortunately, as humans, if we believe in God, we're not allowed. I've given it to him, but I'm really sorry that dog, but animals are the only ones that ever shown me true faithfulness, pure love. I'd like to see that from humans. I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. My quote from the Bible is from Mark in the New Testament, one of the Gospels, chapter 3, verse 21. When his own people heard of this, they went out to take custody of him, for they were saying, he has lost his senses. People turn against each other when they've lost their minds. And I almost had my John Wick moment where I almost lost my mind. And I can tell you my ex choosing to do that instead of calling me, knowing I had a place, a home to give that dog, that was because there was evidence inside the dog of poisoning. He had to get rid of that dog. I'm guilty for leaving that in his hands. So I'm just as guilty for the dog dying. Therefore, I have no right for vengeance. But I have to live with that mistake the rest of my life. And I know I'll never forgive myself. I don't deserve to be able to forgive myself. But hopefully they take custody of him because my ex has lost his senses. I'm thankful God saved me with the Bible, and I didn't go that route. But I almost did. And there's my John Wick moment. Love y'all. Bye.